Mr. Young Trader, it is Sunday night here. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed the NFL draft. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and at natural gas. And then we're going to take a look here at the NQ, which is the old Nasdaq. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, you can see here how we had this really nice run here, okay? So I've been pointing out here, left shoulder, head with a double bottom, and right shoulder, and then she just ripping off nicely. Okay, so what we have here so far is inside day, but, you know, the future's been open here, what, a whole 3 minutes. So we've got plenty of time. Okay, so what we're watching here is Friday's candle, I should say. That 96,780 on the top, and then we're going to be watching at 93,735 there at the bottom, okay? Now, again, if that is lost here, then we're going to come right down here to the bottom at that 148 level. That is going to be your 100 SMA, and then we'll go look at the bottom of this candle here, 91,785, and then we'll be looking here to this 8-day sitting at 98.33. But you can see here how the 8-day crossed beautifully against the 21-day, the 50-day, and now we're heading towards the old Hondo up there. So even if we go sideways action and let that 8-day catch up, this is still a very bullish chart. Okay. Now upside here, the ISA, we're looking at that 96,780. So what we're looking at here, we look at the top of that candle there. You had 96,625, a little bit above that. So this is your next target. It's going to be right there. It's going to be at 98,900 level, and then we're going to come up top of that candle at 99,780 or 765 low. Now, then we bring this price channels right across. Okay, then you got 100, 765. Bring this channel right across here. You got 102,875, and then we can just follow this up here. 104,920. We have 106,570, and then we have that 106,945. Then we always come to the left here. Look at that. The top of that, that's 108,960, and then your big retest up there at 110.50 level. Now, when you have this inverse head and shoulders, here's the neckline, okay, right here. So you take the neckline and you minus what we have here at that 74. So you come up about 14,000. So you're looking really recently about 105 is this inverse head and shoulders should play out here. So I'm long the IBIT. As long as we're holding this 8-day on a closing basis, that's going to be key. Okay, so now here, look at how nice is this on the weekly. Okay, so we've been holding this nice 50-day here. See, all the way on up here. Now, yes, did it come below that? Absolutely, but it closed back above, and that's the key. Okay, so here we had last week. We had a big, beautiful run here, and we're above the 50-day, that 8-day, and that key 21-day. So now we want to watch that 93,274 by Friday. We want to make sure that we hold that situation, okay? Then if we can, then we can start running this bad boy up higher, okay? So that's what we're looking at. So bottom line here, just watch Friday's candle, the high to low. We lose it, right there's your next target. It's going to be that 100-day, and then we have that 8-day at that 98.34. We cracked that up, that upside, what we had made on Friday, that 96,780. Then we just follow the price channels, the top of them candles all the way up. Maybe a bigger one retest. Now, I think we're definitely going to retest that this year. It's going to be a matter of time, okay? But remember, nothing's going to run up perfectly straight line. But I think we're going to blast through that. You crack that 110 level, 115, 120 is going to be next rate real quickly, okay? So RSI here, we had this nice positive divergence. See this? We had that low. We had a low, even lower low, higher low. See that? Positive divergence. Now we're coming up here to 63, but we have just a little bit of chop going. It's no big thing. Your green is over your red, looking very nice. Now, RSI here on the weekly, also looking very good. And the green looks like it wants to cross over. That would give it momentum to the upside, and we could take this bad boy higher. Okay, so right now I'm long the IBIT for the old Bitcoin, and as long as we stay above this key 8-day, I'm going to stay long. But again, that doesn't mean I can't take a quick shorty while I'm holding the long. BITI for the short, working very nicely. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily chart. All right. Now, you can see here where we came all the way down to this 55.12 level, but we got way oversold. See that? See how when that green turns blue? Way oversold, okay? So now we're coming up here. We're only sitting at about 45. That could go either way. Your green is over your red, showing good momentum. Now look at what's happening here, okay? So this 8-day now is moving on up. The 21-day is moving on down, okay? So something's going to give. It's going to smack higher or she's going to smack lower. Now, if Let's take the upside here first, okay? Now, 63.91, that's what we're looking for on the upside, okay? So we crack above that, We come to the top of this candle right here. You're looking at 64.36. Come top of there, you're looking at 64.87. And then we want to look right to the left of the chart here, 65.22. The reason is it sold down, made this double bottom with a higher a low, and then she rallied up. So now that becomes resistance. That's 65.22. Then next level there we're going to be looking at is going to be 66.09. This is the bottom of that candle. And then we'll start getting into the big boy here at 66.69 level. And then if it can get up to that area, we have to see what the reaction is, okay? Does it go higher? We follow the candles up and maybe hit that 100-day and 200-day and possible even retest there of that 72.28. Or does it just reject that 50-day and come right on down? Right now, we have a big consolidation period going on here. It doesn't really know what to do. You've got such a mixed signals here. Now, remember, May 1st, OPEC is dumping a lot of oil. All that volunteer cuts is coming back on the market here starting May 1st, okay? That's bearish. However, summer driving coming in, hurricane season, and August and September, and then you have a possible war, maybe going with Iran. They're cracking wise here, so we don't know what's going to be going on here. So again, that's why you ought to just trade the charts. We get above that 21-day, then we got a good shot at that 50-day, that 100-day, and maybe even that 200-day. Okay, now downside. Well, we obviously want to watch the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at if we lose this key 8 SMA here, that 63 level, then we're going to be looking here at the Friday's low. Okay, so you're looking at that 61.80 then, and then we'll come down to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 60.88, and then right there at 60.44. Okay, now if she keeps marching down, well, you got 59.43 level. We have 58.76. We have 57.88, and then all the way down here to the retest of 55.12 level. But we have just so much stuff going on. That's why I like trading crude, because it's like it's always in play. Okay. That's the key about it. It always seems like it's in play. So right now we got a choppy market here. So I've been just scalping the UCO for the long, SCO for the short, and been working out very, very nicely. Okay, so watch that 21-day. We close above it. We follow the top of these candles here until we get to maybe possible that 66.69 at that 50-day. We start losing this 8 SMA on a closing basis. That's the key, on a closing basis. Not like what you have here. See where it pop below, okay, pop below, pop below, pop below. No. We got to close below that, and then we can start looking at the bottom of those candles. Okay, take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Okay, now just a couple things here. First of all, you're getting into oversold conditions. Okay, what we had here is look at this, look at those sticky up here. Okay, so we had that topping tail, came right on down here, then we put this double top in there. Okay, see what this is here? Okay. 4.259, and what do we have? 4.253. Double top with the lower high, came right on down. Tried to retest it, only got as far as 4.20, and look what's happening here. It got underneath that 8-day. Look at it, how strong that 8 simple moving average is. Came all the way down. Okay, so now we got into almost oversold conditions, came all the way down to 2.85 level. Okay, so what happened here? Looked like it jumped up. Contract roll today. Remember, started. Contract roll, the price is going to jump up. It'll be higher. But we are in an oversold condition here also. So just remember that. Okay, so when that green turns blue, okay, you're oversold. Now she just popped up a little bit. Same way with the MACD. We'll see if we can get some kind of a trade going here. But right now, it looks like we're above that 8-day. It looks like we're rallying on up here. So let's take a look at the upside. So far here today, what we got is 3.16 level. Okay, so your next level is going to be right there at 3.22. We have, what do we got there? 3.31 level. We come up here. We have 3.33. We come up there. We have that 3.37. And then we're going to be looking here for this 21-day at 3.49. Obviously, if you get above that, we have the 100-day at 3.68 and 3.84. That is your 50 SMA here, okay? Now, downside, it left this gap. But there's a lot of support here, okay? We have that 8-day at 3.08, and we have that 200-day at 3.07. But so far, this gap today, okay, 3.11, there's your gap, and then we have to look at the top of that candle at that 2.98. Gap and fill, okay, that's going to also be support levels here. So basically, contract roll is what took this up. So just remember, it's not really popping up. Now, when contract roll comes up and say that it jumps up, if you're trading these ETFs like UNG for the long or KOLD I do for the short, I take it off because that's not going to jump up, okay? That's not going to jump up. And remember, those ETFs there, which are great to trade, and that's exactly what they are, trading vehicles, They're meant to basically go to zero. That's why you always see, oh, they're going to do a reverse split. They're going to do a reverse split. Sure, okay, because they rebalance at the end of the day, and that's what happens. But the trading vehicles, they work absolutely great, okay? So remember, on natty gas here, watch that 8-day, get a key, 308, 307 to 200-day, and then watch that fill. You can come all the way down here to that 2.98 level. Upside, we just follow the candles up. Your big target is going to be that 21-day at 3.49 level. Okay, let's take a look here at the old Nasdaq futures. Okay, here we have the old NQ. Okay, here's the old Nasdaq futures. Okay, so I always like watching this here, but because they're pretty much the same as the rest of the charts here. Just obviously it's just the futures. Now again, if you're on the TOS platform here, you can start trading at 8 o'clock tonight. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put my trades in. Right now the Nasdaq's down 55. I'll be looking for some buying opportunities if it comes down. Now this week is going to be very, very big on Nasdaq. So just remember that Microsoft earnings on 4:30, Meta earnings at 4:30, Amazon earnings on 5/1. Apple's earnings on 5/1, okay? And then one of my favorite here is the oil trade, CRK, their earnings are on 4:30 also, okay? That's Comstock Resources, and who owns 87% of that is Jerry Jones from the Dallas Cowboys, so he's not going to let that fail. But there's going to be a lot of big tech here coming up this week here, so we got to get prepared for it. Now remember, Google had good blowout numbers. The stock didn't do much, but blowout numbers. Now Tesla, they stunk it up, and their stock rallied up very, very nicely here, okay? So just remember, big tech coming up here, a lot of good trades here. I think Nasdaq will be the place where we want to be. Now, what we're watching here is you can see how this 21-day is very, very strong, okay? Very, very strong. Now, you can see how this 8-day, now just one is sitting at 18,786 and 18,729. The 8-day now crossed that 21-day. That's very bullish, okay? However, we're going to be running into the strong resistance here at 19,783. Okay, so got to watch that 50-day. Very, very crucial. If we get above that, then we can come on top of this candle here. You're looking at 20,011. We'll come up here at 20,044, and then we're looking at that 20,315 level. That's your 200 SMA here. But we have to get past that 50-day to do that. Okay, so very, very thing. We have to see what the reaction is when it hits that. Does it blast through? Or does it hit it and come right back off again? Okay. Now, on the downside, we want to watch Friday's low. That's going to be key. That's going to be 19,216 level. Okay. Then what we do is we want to come right here to the top of this candle. You're looking at 18,861. And then we're going to start looking at that 8-day, 18,786, and then 18,729 level. Very, very crucial. However, if this comes all the way down and holds that 8-day, that could be a very, very good buying opportunity here. Because always remember, turnaround Tuesday. So if you have a down day on Monday, that's what you want to be buying, okay? So you can go for turnaround Tuesday and vice versa, okay? So let's just see how it all shakes out. Now, you can see here how we got oversold conditions here, but now we're only sitting at 53. Your green is over your red. Good momentum to the upside. This is looking very, very strong. The key is the 8-day, 21-day on the downside, and that 50-day on the upside. What is going to be reaction when we get there? Does it blast through, or does it stop it and come right on down? Okay, that's all I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll take a look at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look here at the Nasdaq, and we'll see what it did overnight. So right now, the Nasdaq is coming off here about 73. I am looking for buying opportunities, maybe here at 8 o'clock. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.